Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of All Things Drums. My name is Austin, here with my good buddy Chris once again, and in this video we are here to talk about cymbals. One of the most important things when it comes to your drum kit, your drumming, and just essentially your playing.
Your sound.
Yeah. For me, cymbals is one of the things that I wanted to invest in heavily at the time, especially when I started getting into drum set playing. And full disclosure, we're going to talk about some expensive stuff here. And some. There are some budget-friendly options we're going to talk about that you probably never heard of before. And it's not that typical, you know, cymbal packs, the B8, cheaper models from some major brands, but something that can really give you a unique sound at a really good cost.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, we're going to talk about Meinl Cymbals. My personal favorite brand. I know it's been a really big favorite of yours in recent years, and it was actually Chris that got me interested in Meinl. I'd heard of them, and I was just like, I don't know. You know, Zildjian was always the top brand, and my first professional cymbal was actually my H King Ride from Sabian, which is still one of my favorites. But when I first heard your Meinl Cymbals, is this set of hi-hats right here, I was like, okay, this is different.
Very.
And it wasn't that I was just like, yeah, that's the sound I need. I was just like, that's different.
Yes.
And I had to sit there and listen to them live, play on them, recordings. I was like, okay, let me see where this can take my sound.
But also as a set, it's so common for us as drummers to only buy one cymbal at a time. That's just how we think about it. But we have to hear all of the instruments, drums and cymbals, in context with each other to know if it works, to know what it's going to sound like. That's so important for cymbals, and that's the one thing you can't fake. You can use good drum heads on cheap drums. They're still going to sound acceptable. But you cannot fake good cymbals.
No, you cannot. So, we mentioned these two cymbals right here, but also right here on the hi-hats, we do have the Meinl Byzance 14-inch extra dry medium hats. And again, these were the first ones that you had purchased from Meinl. I know you had bought the pack, but these were the first ones I played on. So for full clarity, just so we all know what sound we're hearing for, these are the Meinl Stick and Brush 5A standards. These are just like every other generic 5As. Every stick manufacturer has them, but I figured using a standard drumstick to hear these so you know what we're hearing versus what you're hearing. You know what, out of all the 14s that I've played in my life, these are some of my favorites because to me, I like just the more butteriness of 15s. 16s, I like, but in some cases they're just too big to play on. I've got to, because they sit out a little bit farther, I got to push my foot just a little further away so I can still get that good reach and it's not over my drum. All right, moving on to the crash cymbal. Again, this is the Meinl Byzance 18-inch extra dry thin crash. And that's what I look for in a cymbal, me personally, that wash, that wobble. So moving on to the ride cymbal, this is the 21-inch transition ride. This is the Mike Johnston signature ride. And you know, what's really interesting is, so this came in a pack. What I love about most packs you see out there is the 21 seems to be the standard when it comes to, not saying beginner cymbals, but when it comes to pack cymbals, you sometimes see the 21 is like a little bit more of the standard.
It's pretty popular now.
Yeah.
You know, that used to be 20 or 22. Some of the companies, you know, they've moved to 21s. You'll see that with like K-Suite and some of the others like that. But it's just as much marketing as it is anything else.
Right. Yeah, and again, that wash, like when I visually see a cymbal and I play it, that's one thing I do look for. All right, so these were more on the unlathed side. So as we talked about, it's got this really dirty look. So this is unlathed. They didn't take the blade to it as it came out of the oven. The bottom of this cymbal and this cymbal are lathed, and it opens up this washiness, this crashability. Because when Mike was talking about designing this cymbal, he played the 20-inch extra dry ride, and unlathed on the bottom, unlathed on the top. It's a little bit thicker, so it doesn't have that crashability. Right. But when you take some weight off the bottom, expose that really nice looking bronze, you get this crashability that opens the cymbal up. It brings a little bit of a shimmer across the drum set, and it allows, to me, it just allows it to speak just a little bit more, and you get this just nicer tone out of it.